Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to make a video on how to do some operations in scientific notation. So the first one today is going to be how to multiply when some numbers are in scientific notation. The steps are right here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is rearrange. You're allowed to use the associative and commutative properties with multiplication. You can rearrange that problem so that way you're allowed to multiply in any order. Number two, you're going to multiply your coefficients. So those are the numbers that are out front in scientific notation. Step 3, you use your exponent rules where you're going to multiply your powers of 10 together by adding the exponents. And step 4, you only have to do sometimes. And I'm going to do one example where we do have to do it and one where we don't have to do it, so you'll see how it works. Best way to do it is just start out with an example. So I have two numbers in scientific notation, and I'm going to multiply them. So 1.5 times 10 to the 4th times 4 times 10 to the 3rd. Notice the whole problem is just multiplication. There's no other operation going on. Multiplication, multiplication, multiplication. So what that allows me to do is just rearrange it. Step 1. I'm going to take my coefficients 1.5 and 4 and put them right next to each other. I'm also going to take my powers of 10 and put them right next to each other. And since the whole thing was multiplication, I should have a multiplication sign in between them. Now, the way this works is the reason I rearrange it is so I know what to multiply with what. So I'm multiplying 1.5 and 4, and when I do that, I get 6. That was step 2, multiply your coefficients. Step 3, multiply the powers of 10 by adding their exponents. So I'm just adding the 4 and the 3 here. That's 10 to the 7th. Now again, my operation is multiplication, so that comes down and I get 6 times 10 to the 7th. Now, I said I was going to do one example where we didn't have to do step 4, and that's this one, because I do not need to adjust right now. This is in scientific notation perfectly. This number is between 1 and 10 times the power of 10, so I'm done. The next example I'm going to do, you will need to do step 4. So new example, I'll just go with some easy numbers. 4 times 10 to the negative 4th times 3 times 10 to the 7th. So again, the steps are pretty much the same. First one, I'm going to rearrange. So I'm going to put the coefficients 4 and 3 next to each other. And I'm going to put the powers of 10 to the negative 4th, and 10 to the 7th next to each other. Again, with another multiplication sign in between. Step 2, multiply my coefficients. Well, 4 times 3 is super easy, it's just 12. Multiply powers of 10 by adding these exponents. This time I have a negative, so it's a little challenging, but negative 4 plus 7 is going to give me a positive 3. Again, with the multiplication symbol. Now, the thing that's different about this problem is this is not between 1 and 10, so technically this is not in scientific notation correctly. If I want to put it in scientific notation correctly, I have to take the decimal point, which is here right now, and I have to move it over, so now this number will be between 1 and 10. If I move it over, that number is 1.2 now. But I can't just move it over here and do nothing else, because then that's changing my number. So when I move this over to the left, in order to counteract that, I have to add 1 to my exponent here. I'm making this number smaller, making this number bigger to counteract it. Final answer, when I add these 3 plus 1, you get 1.2 times 10 to the 4th. All right, hopefully 2 examples is good enough. If you have any questions, well, let me know.